This is a tarot reading on the Menéndez brothers. They have a trial coming up, and it is the third trial. So I'm looking at the Knight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Justice card. Before I turned on the camera, the Knight of Swords came out and the Justice card was right behind it. Actually, it didn't come out. It was just there on the bottom of the deck when I went to sit down and look at the cards to show me a pre-read of what it was going to be about. This Justice and Knight of Swords came out, and I heard, I have an announcement. So to me, it seemed like it was the announcement of bringing a court case, and they've got something to say, the complaint, or reversing this judgment, having themselves a trial, is what they have to say. And this Five of Pentacles then showed itself, and it made me think that what is going to be talked about is these boys' loss, the Menéndez brothers, what they had to lose in their life. So let's continue. That was just the pre-reading. So my videos, I do know I am slow sometimes in getting the messages out. You can fast forward from 0.5 to 2 times speed in the settings, and playback speed, you choose whatever you want. I wanted to connect with the Menéndez brothers when they were hopefully resting in their cells, so I can pull some information. I wanted to see if that would work. I also tried to look at a Ouija board that I made, and I never use it to communicate. I just pick up answers on it just by looking at it. And I saw, when I put it up on the wall, I saw the words gay, then I saw straight, and then I saw jonesing, and then freak porn, and then also morbid porn. So, to me, that seemed like there was some porn addictions going on, some jonesing a little bit too much. So here we go. Oh, cards. what have you to say about the Menéndez brothers? What happened? What happened? I don't want to know about the court case, but if it comes out, what can I say? It would seem to me like it's going to be something like they could get a hung jury. People do have compassion for the abuse that they did go through. There's a lot of corroboration with the others around saying that he was a bully, abusive. Three of Wands. Get another one. What could they possibly be waiting their ships to come in? The Lovers. Partnerships. You know, possibly these two coming together. The two brothers coming together possibly right now. Let's pull some more cards. It could have something to do with the way that the Menéndez brothers were being brought together with their father in such ways that we all know of a sexual deviance nature. Well, was wary. There was some wariness about the way this union was happening with the boys. The way that they were coming together with their father is what it would seem. Wanting to depart from this wounded energy that was being created in the relationships. It's kind of looking like it's going that way that they were saying, but we'll see. The way that the brothers were saying it was going and why they did what they've done. Well, the Ace of Pentacles, so could have been moving forward for with an opportunity. And the Magician, so the Ace of Pentacles and the Magician are two manifestation cards right next to each other. So basically, you know, taking action, you know, creating a way to take action towards that. Well, this Page of Cups, you know, it's normally not a nefarious card, but you know, if these boys' love for their father was being distorted, you know, by manipulation, that's a problem. So, like, turning his children into his lovers. It's very disturbing. Oh my God. I mean, and also, before I pulled these cards out, crossed my mind that I don't know if he was ever, you know, secretly recording anything in the bedrooms with what he was doing, because it shows this Ace of Pentacles, and there's like, it's like moving forward in this lover's relationship, but in this wounded warrior energy, probably be put onto, you know, his children. He's wounding his children while he's doing this. That is one way to look at this spread here. And then the Seven of Swords. Yeah, he was getting away with that because his children loved him, so he was probably exploiting their love. I'm talking about Jose, which is who I wanted to communicate with the Ouija board that I made. And those were the things that those words came out, was gay, straight, jonesing, freak porn, morbid porn. So then here's the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. Yeah, this coming together in this way, being sneaky, coming together with in these relationships with his kids. So the Eight of Swords has come out. Yeah, so here we go with, he basically victimized the boys' mind. He imprisoned their mind. And it's their parent, their father. It can distort your views about yourself, and I don't know, parents can have control over their children by manipulating their mind just by their voice or little cues that they say. And that, you know, so that's just part of manipulating somebody into doing what you want. And since it's a swords, you know, he knew what he was doing. He probably was looking for opportunities when he could. Opportunities to do these things, like sexually molest or assault his children. Okay, now we're getting to some kind of a sort of abandonment energy with the Eight of Cups. And then following is the Queen of Swords. So this would be Kitty Menéndez. She's an air sign. Here we are. You know what? I am thinking it looks like turning a blind eye. She could have been turning a blind eye when she saw that this was happening with her children. So I don't know if she was benefiting as she watched all this happening, because one of them, at least, one of the Menéndez brothers said that the mother knew about it, which is why they were mad at her too. She admitted to knowing something like that. I just don't know. But Queen of Swords here. So they could have felt abandoned, and while their father was abusing them. That is probably what she did to them, was walk away when she saw him taking an opportunity. And then here we have the Seven of Wands. This could have been her way of maintaining control. That was her method to that madness. Why? Because you're not going to piss him off by saying something, and he's going to give you what you want because you kept quiet. You were benefiting. Because you know what kind of man he is. He'd probably throw your butt out if you went against him whatsoever. So she did this in order to keep things in balance. I guess that's how she felt she needed to run her household, with all the priorities she had and the time she, had to do her things, multiple things. That's how she was balancing everything. And then here we have the Four of Cups coming out. And she did this by she just disconnected herself. It's like she was probably, is the word, just engrossing herself in other things. I don't know what she did, and I don't care, because I wouldn't want that to take up all these cards. Let's see what the cards want to tell us about this. Cards, please tell us what you want us to know, what we need to know. Cards, continue to tell us what happened. What happened to those two? Because she didn't want to fight with Jose. Kitty didn't want to fight with Jose. Because it kept everything peaceful. It kept everything peaceful to allow him to continue doing what he wanted to do. Mr. Jose Menéndez. And I'm sorry, I don't like talking about people who are passed away, but this is just what the cards are saying, and from what the boys have said, this is just what I'm gathering. So hardly anybody ever comments, and I put my email in the information so that you can ask me questions. You can request, me to do certain readings. So I feel like just because I just now said that I don't like talking about dead people, somebody's gonna come in the comments and talk some BS just because they're like, ooh, yeah, that's a good time to jump on that train. I'm so sick of people like that. So I'm gonna turn the comments off for right now because nobody comments on any of these mysteries. I leave the comments open so that we can discuss, you know, what we know and everything, but I guess nobody really needs to talk about it. So, and that's that. All right, let's continue on with the reading. So, there may have been some tension building up. This calmness actually broke into conflict, rivalry, disagreements. The strife and the tension was bubbling over, and the death card has come out after that. So we have right after death is the Knight of Cups, and it seems like the boys may have been feeling like it was better, it would be better for them to put an end to this situation. And then the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles has come out. So this disappointment that their father always seemed to have in them, you know, was no longer, you know, supposed to be happening. They thought that it was just going to, I guess it was an act out of hate. They hated their father after what he had done. They just felt like it would be better for their life to get rid of somebody like that. They were no longer gonna have to be breadcrumbed by their father, and that they would be able to, you know, have some recuperation and relaxation, retreat, you know, renewal over the situation. That's what the boys wanted. They thought that it was just gonna be better, because that's what Jose was about. He was about, you know, bashing them because they didn't meet his standards, and he just gave them hell a lot of the times. I mean, obviously it's probably every single time. He was probably always trying to get away with something. Every single chance he got. That man probably was like an Olympian style deceiver. That's what I picked up from this Seven of Swords. It goes back to that. This guy's just always trying to get away with something. So they probably just had to put an end to it for their own mental health. And this was them following their heart. They probably thought they were doing the right thing, so they can continue on their life and, you know, prioritize themselves, I suppose. And that this was going to end the nightmare that their father had brought into their home. So I don't know if they lived with their father or they came back because of the hell that they put the boys went through in that house. So the boys felt like their father misused his power. He was emotionally controlling and manipulative. And, you know, here this card, the King of Swords in the reverse, can represent a loss of emotional control. So he did. And what he got in return was his boys losing their emotional control on him and his wife. And now they're gone. About the comments, I'll turn them on later, but just after I put this video up, I already know that there's going to be somebody, once I made that comment, they're going to be interested in jumping on that hate train. And I don't even hate my reading, okay? But I'll turn them back on later. And let's continue the reading. Yeah, so these boys, you know, they couldn't be their free spirited self because their father had this control over them. And it was like a more of an unseen form of control. It was of the mind. And like I was saying earlier at the beginning of the reading, a parent, whether they know it or not, is able to use gestures, sounds, tones of voices to manipulate a child's thinking. And this child may not see any way out of the relationship because the built-in connection of being born by that person. Okay, let's continue this on. What else do the cards have to say? So together, these boys were like thinking of things together. Let's continue pulling the cards. These boys could have been trying to figure out how to get rid of this burden. They just didn't know how to get rid of this burden in the house. financial independence comes up, and this is a burden for the boys and their options. So it's kind of sort of looking like possibly the money from the life insurance was something that looked enticing. So, it comes back to their codependency. These boys it was a burden, their financial security and their codependency. Then there was a decision that was made out of frustration. So, they were frustrated with their situation. All the things together. It looks like the abuse plus the fact that they were codependent and not financially secure that they wanted to be. Boy, oh boy. Didn't expect to see that right there. I'm just saying what the cards look like they're saying. So, there was planning and a lack thereof with this quick decision. I guess it was a burden, all of this together. So I'd have to say, all that together. So they were not thinking, they didn't plan out the justice system part of it, the cause and effect. I don't know why they didn't think they'd get caught. That's what it looks like it's saying. They didn't think they'd get caught. I mean, I guess they wouldn't have done it if they thought they'd get caught, right? But if it was out of like an instant rage, then they could come out all bloodied up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I did it." But I don't really know exactly how they got caught. I did look at all this stuff a long time ago, and I looked at a little bit of extra stuff before I did this reading, but I should have gone back and freshened up. Alright, now let me move these cards. Okay, so let's get to it. So maybe it was like their emotional insecurities and their impulsiveness. That got him in trouble. Knight of Pentacles. This Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles are these boys right here. So if with the justice system, the Knight of Wands is, it is Eric, and Lyle is the fire sign, Sagittarius and Capricorn. This is them. They were just had this you know what? The courts might, let's see if they're going to try to restore them, because let me see what are the cards trying to say to us about this reading. Okay, there's Temperance. It's looking like some kind of a balance is going to be brought. Because a lot of people want this to happen for them. You know, that these boys were, you know, at an emotional loss. How could they, you know, be functioning properly at that time with all that abuse? What did that do to them? Their minds. They had to be out of their minds after all the lifetime of that. And I can see how they would think that life without Jose would be better. And Kitty turning a blind eye. Yeah, because this is getting public recognition. Just like Gypsy Rose, her conditions, they let her off with manslaughter, and they're thinking about doing that to the same for these boys, and they would have been let out already. You know, this could mean release, yes. It's changed perspective, but it could also mean release, new insight, deeper thinking than before. We've got strength. So, you know, it's going to be like they will be persuasive, very persuasive, their case. King of Pentacles. Yeah, and could be that, you know, the fact that their mother did not give them any security. They didn't have her to turn to as well. You know, she was already simply avoidant. She was avoidant. They couldn't turn to her. That's what it looks like. She was probably extremely, well, she is like into, you know, society and its norms, the social approval. She cared more about what society thought about her than what her boys needed from her. You know what? And this deadlock here and with the Hierophant could also be, if it could be a hung jury so that they get off. They'd be out of deadlock. What happens when the jury's out of deadlock? I'm just thinking, like, again, just like the Scott Peterson case. Is it like time for a bunch of hung juries or something to be happening? I'm not saying that's gonna happen. It's just, that's what the cards say. It looks like people are going for here. Hung juries. That's what's needed to get these boys set free. At least a hung jury. You know what? I'm gonna leave the comments on. I'm sorry for making everybody else have to listen to the side talk about that, but somebody left a comment before that was extremely rude. And I just blocked them when I could have said something back that would have probably got me blocked on YouTube. That's how upset what I wanted to do to them. So I just blocked him and let it go. Alright, that's the Six of Cups. The Devil. The Queen of Wands. So basically, it looks like their childhood was ruined. Okay. Let's get some more. What could this mean? Damn. Okay. So, I don't know, but there's some jealousy with this Queen of Wands. Stabbing in the back. You know, I don't know what was wrong with their mother, but earlier I wondered if she was benefiting somehow, just not only by keeping the peace, but if that man was putting stuff on the internet. I don't know if he was or not, selling photographs or something. I'm not saying that he did that, but it crossed my mind there. And then here we have the Six of Cups, you know, these fond memories, but just in the shadows, childhood memories are filled with darkness. And this mother had her own mind to satisfy her own desires. She was very selfish. And she stabbed those boys in the back by being selfish. Which took their childhood from them, basically. So she could keep the peace. She stole their childhood. And like she was supposed to be the one that gave them the most love of all. That was the problem, is they didn't feel like she did. And that she was just going along with everything. Damn, this is still like more about the mother too. I guess it's more about the mom quite a bit as well, because everybody knows what the father did. They don't really know what the mother did. I'm going to turn on the light. And that they feel like she contributed to their life being bad just by watching their father take those opportunities to abuse them. that it changed their life just by her sitting there watching, letting it happen, let the devil take advantage of her children. Wheel of Fortune and the World right next to each other. And the Tower. So those boys must feel, like I said, that she contributed to all of this. It's basically what I just said. Her inaction, just her seeing it, not taking any action, letting it happen, changed their life. It made their life fall apart. When she was supposed to be their, source of stability. And she allowed their life to come apart. And she was overtaken more by the wealth than by being the person who's supposed to give them the love that they need for nourishment. She was more interested in the money. Yeah, so people didn't know how immoral she was. The secrets that she held, how selfish and shallow she was. That's pretty much a delusional woman. Got her priorities wrong. You should put your family's happiness before money. So she was the source of a lot of the discomfort in the household, the disharmony in the family. Yeah, she was the source of it also. Yep. Yeah, so it was basically a broken family. Just like I said, her misaligned values and the relationships were struggling. This woman didn't know how to really take care of her family in the way that they needed. But what can you say with a man like Jose? And then here's the Ace of Wands. Okay. The mother was probably very opportunistic as well. She was the Ace of Wands, she's just looking out for opportunities. This is not an Ace of Cups. This is an Ace of Wands. So she was more going for her passions for the family rather than the love for her family. And she desired power. She had a lot of power in that family. And and she probably wielded it like a witch's magic stick. Waved the magic wand. She got what she wanted from him. This lady has some power. I don't know anything about Kitty Menéndez, but that she had a secret in her life. She was probably would turn her back on the boys' needs over, you know, what these financial opportunities could be that she was looking at. Wait, this is just a lot about her in this way. It's ridiculous. She may have seemed like a bozo to these boys. No, Kitty could have possibly even had another relationship going on that was taking up her her time. That's why she was turning her back on the boys, because she had something else going on over here, another connection that she was heading off to. Damn. She's a frugal, scarcity and control mentality. And she didn't care if what she was doing was hurting her children. Damn. I almost want to say to myself, oh, I can't believe that, but no, we know that that was happening in their household. How could she not have ever seen anything? It just seems it's out there. But this is not normal. This is not usual. And there it is, the Empress, there she is. That's what she did. She was just very selfish and chintzy with them and causing them emotional pain with her actions. All right, it's getting to the end of the reading. And here Jose, he's an earth sign, and here's the King of Pentacles right next to the Empress. So he was supporting her because she was their mother. He didn't mind that. probably was thinking, I like it like that. The way she is. I like it like that. He's got a smug look on his face, and kind of turned away from her, like, and she's on her side as the mother. She's got this heartbreak and this scarcity mentality and control over her children. He's just sitting over here like, that's all right with me. As long as they keep giving you money, you're happy, we're good. So whatever Jose wanted is what Jose got, is how it went. Jose was not the man to be having a woman that's going to tell him how it goes. Yeah, maybe he liked it that she did that. I guess these boys will tell all when they're out. And Jose was the one to deliver punishments. Oh yeah. And here, the fact that it's all right next to each other. Here, right next to, all laid out. This woman who gives their sons all this grief, and this man. And he gets to sit here and call all the shots and deliver all of the punishment. Steeped in delusion. He had a lot of repressed emotions. He had a lot of inner confusion and darkness and insecurities. And he took that out on other people. He was this Knight of Swords, yeah. He was being a bully. The King of Wands. He was career focused. He was a natural leader. So he was ruthless and impulsive with his high expectations. And he put on his sons expectations that they could not achieve. He felt like he could do that. Next to the King of Cups. And to his boys, he was intolerant and unempathetic and unsupportive in their emotions. He caused all of the imbalance that he could. He didn't help them emotionally if they needed it. He was cold and manipulative. Probably, they did say he was a bully, so he was probably angry, moody. They had to put up with his emotional imbalance, that Jose. And probably his nasty, impulsive, sexual drive. My fucking God. So all these negative qualities in their father caused all the emotional loss and grief that he could. A lot of setbacks. These boys couldn't find any peace, and they, how could they move on in life from it? Also, these King of Wands and this King of Cups. The boys are going to get over all of this loss, because the last card is the Sun. So there should be reason for celebration. Their joy was stolen from their childhood because of their careless, arrogant parents. And that is truly regretful. But this is the Sun card, so maybe they'll end up happy. I know that those boys, they do a lot already in the system of helping other people. And they have like some good ideas, at least one good idea, something when they get out to pursue. It sounds like they want to help people, and maybe they can use their grief to help other people. So this is what I got from the reading, and I'm not saying I know how it's going to go. Like I said, I don't believe in fate. So there's actions happening all around us all the time that change things. And so it looks like they're going to be able to transform their loss into happiness. And that's it looks like a very good thing. That's the reading.